Wet weather in the Pacific Northwest, but dry for Northern California. We are getting some cloud coverage in for your Sunday, but also starting off with some areas of morning fog. Now, after that starts clearing right around the mid-morning hours, we should get those mix of sun and clouds for the day ahead. Now, we do have some rain chances in the forecast and slick roads ahead on Tuesday. Expect to see that rain for your morning commute Tuesday. I know a lot of you have Martin Luther King Jr. Day off on Monday, so a nice 3-day weekend for you. We do expect that to be dry on Monday, depending on where you are. If you are in northern areas of California off the coastline, you could see a little bit of those showers. Otherwise, we do expect to see dry weather across the board. Now, more morning fog is possible into your Monday morning as well. And for Sunday, looking at limited visibility for the valley from Sacramento all the way down to Modesto and even areas all the way down to Bakersfield, looking at still some dense fog. But we should start to see this clearing again closer to about 10 a.m. or so for a lot of areas. Now, down to 1 mile in Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto, 0 miles in visibility for Fairfield. I'm talking a few hundred feet possible, so please take it slow. Remember to have your fog lights on and do not turn on the brights. I know a lot of people think they can see better with brights, but you actually can't. It's reflective and not good for you or the car coming at you. All right, 10 miles in visibility for the foothills. This is going to be beautiful in the foothills to start off the day. Beautiful sunshine. It's going to be a nice day. Now, for the valley, if you are in those valley spots, it's going to take a while to see this lift. And in the meantime, you may not see that sunshine, especially since the clouds will start rolling in a little thicker by the afternoon hours with mostly cloudy conditions. So let's time out the system. That'll be moving in on Tuesday. What are we looking at? Now, as we move through Sunday morning, still morning fog, even up until about 9 a.m. But you do see some areas starting to clear, especially in northern areas of Sacramento. But down to Stockton, Modesto, especially on 99, things are still going to remain foggy all the way down even to Lodi, into Merced and Fresno, all the way again down to even Bakersfield, looking at some morning fog. Now, as the day continues, you can see as we get into about midnight here, you are looking at mostly cloudy skies still, so no rain in the forecast just yet. But take a look at this. You see some spotty areas starting to move in by 6:30 p.m., especially through the Sierra with snow showers. That's where things will start up. This is completely separate from what we're necessarily looking at with the system moving on shore early morning. So take a look at this Tuesday early. We start getting some of that rain off Fort Bragg, Ukiah, Clear Lake, and near Chico, Yuba City also, and some more of that snow for areas of the North Sierra right around 4 a.m. Now, this is going to hit right during the morning commute from Sacramento all the way down. As we start moving through the morning, you're getting closer to that morning commute, and most people leave around 7:30 a.m. So we'll start seeing some of that closer to Davis, into West Sacramento, and then finally right around 8:30, it should be hitting hard for pretty much everyone in Sacramento. All right, so how much rain are we looking at this point? We could see about a 1/4 inch of rain, but it looks like we're going to be a little less than that for Sacramento. These are just our computer models rolling in just right now and updating as we'll predict the storm system rolling in as well and how much rain we could see. So about a 1/4 inch Yuba City, but some spots could see as much as a 1/2 inch like Grass Valley, or Redding could see as much as 3/4 of an inch of rain. The further south you get, the less amount of rain, just trace amounts at that point. Now, in the next 8 to 14 days, we are looking at wet weather pretty much across the map throughout the U.S. The areas that are dry for the most part are going to be more or less normal for this time of year, where everyone else is seeing a little bit of an uptick in wet weather. All right, so let's talk about the snowfall. Snow levels will begin dropping as we start moving into Tuesday morning to about 3,500 feet. So we are going to see a little bit of lower snow here. Nothing like we saw last week down to the 2,000-foot level, but 3,500s, that's pretty significant. We are expecting to see some of that rolling through, but also bringing in as much as really just about 6 inches to 8 inches of snowfall. Some areas could see as much as about an inch to, or excuse me, a foot to a foot and a half of snow, but most spots are going to see about 6 inches. Lassen looking at that foot and a half. Donner 6 to 8 inches. Echo 4 to 6 inches. Carson Ebbets Pass at 6 to 8 inches, and Sonora Pass 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. So again, we will get snow. It won't be significant where it's going to delay you completely throughout the day or make major road closures, but we will expect to see chains on Tuesday into Tuesday morning into the afternoon hours before they become lifted and Caltrans can figure everything out. All right, so temperature-wise, mid to upper 50s will be a few degrees warmer today than we were yesterday. 44 in Truckee, 45 in South Lake Tahoe. And temperature-wise, it's looking good for the week for the most part. We're not really seeing any major spots here reaching freezing temp for the high, but we will see that overnight, which is what also brings us to the snowfall for Tuesday. But again, not looking at that much as about 6 inches possible. Mid to upper 50s, a few low 60s there, mid 50s in the San Joaquin Valley. And then we'll also see those mid to upper 50s into Sacramento, about 55. 55, 54 in Folsom, and the big day is today. Green Bay Packers taking on San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. Levi Stadium at lunchtime, mid-50s at kickoff. We are looking about 57 degrees, so it'll be a great day to just bring the light sweater, and then eventually about 51 degrees as you're leaving. No major winds, really just calm to about maybe 3 miles per hour. That's pretty good for the punters and kickers for that game. All right, temps in the mid-50s for the week, but again, that rain on Tuesday. Everything else is looking partly sunny to mostly sunny until we get to next weekend, where Sunday does have a chance of showers.